Welcome to the Employment Opportunity Hour. Your host, Gene Hodge, is a training consultant, author, motivational speaker, and owner of Hodgepodge Training, the workforce optimizing training company. Gene brings over 20 years of experience and innovation in information systems, training, and management earned at Cigna Corporation, the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, and Pitney Bowes World Headquarters. He has taught computer and information technology courses at several universities. He has also presented career transition workshops and job counseling for outplacement companies such as Wright Management Associates, Lee Hecht Harrison, Drake Beam Warren, and Pinellas Technical Education Centers. Gene earned an associate's degree in data processing from Springfield Technical Institute, a bachelor's degree in computer science from the University of Massachusetts, a master's in education from Cambridge College, a teacher certificate from Westfield State College, and is certified to teach in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Florida. With Hodgepodge Training, Gene uses a revolutionary training program process that packages each individual's unique hodgepodge of skills, abilities, experience, and passion together with computer technology to satisfy individual job compatibility and employer productivity needs. With Gene's process, thousands of individuals have gained enjoyable employment at competitive wages. For more information, call 1-888-293-4802 or send an email to theopportunityhour@gmail.com. Studio lines are open at 1-866-826-1340. And now, here's your host, Gene Hodge.
Yeah, wake up all of you out there. This is Gene Hodge. Welcome to the Employment Opportunity Hour, the place where we try to bring opportunity to you because we know that you can actually make it happen. And the show is about you making it happen for you. This is not the place where it's about jobs, like the politicians are saying, jobs, 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 and you don't know what type of job they're talking about. And you need to ask them. You need to ask all your leaders, what jobs are they talking about? Are they entry-level jobs, jobs for professionals, jobs for seniors? Is it based on age? What skill level? Do you need a diploma? Is it for high school dropouts? What jobs are they talking about? You need to help them to identify what that is. On the Employment Opportunity Hour, we don't want none of you to have a job. We want you to find something that you enjoy doing because I know you do it anyway. And with a little effort from me, you might catch on that you do it and that you do know what you want to do. But anyway, tonight we have a couple of things I'm going to talk about on the show. One is just creating opportunity. How do you create opportunity? I'm going to give you a couple of tips on that. And how do you find your purpose? And then we have a guest, or actually two guests coming on the show that have actually created a job as well as they are entrepreneurs. And so I'm going to let them tell you what it is that they do, because I want all of you out there to know that there is a place for you to go do something that makes a difference. Anyway, the show has a purpose. And my trusty engineer, Cedric, how you doing this evening?
Ooh,
he's over here working hard.
I had to get my headphones on there. I'm doing all right, man. Doing pretty good.
Okay, well, welcome. Anyway, Cedric has a little blurb that I get tired of saying over and over again, so he's just going to play it on the purpose of the show, and go ahead and let it run. The purpose of the show is to help you out there who are looking for a job to find something that you enjoy doing instead of a job, meaning just over broke. But also to help you entrepreneurs that are out there who have businesses, you got products, ideas. It's to help you to improve this economy by putting you into action as well. We can help you there. So that's what we're here for. If you choose to call the show, you're more than welcome to call the show. The number is 727-441-3000. However, if you're unemployed or you're looking for a job, I will give you 30 seconds. You're more than welcome to call the show. Tell us who you are, what you do, and what you're looking for so we can help you. If you are an entrepreneur or a type of company that's looking to add people on, you're a network marketing company or internet marketing company, you're looking to add good people to your team, you're welcome to call the show as well. The number is 727-441-3000. I will give you the same 30 seconds. Tell us who you are, what you're looking for, and your contact information so we can help you get what you need and improve this economy as well. Okay, now you've heard it. Anyway, in addition to that, you can see me live right now on the show by going to www.tantalk1340.com. You can actually watch the show. We're also live on the internet, and we also will be posting the show on YouTube this evening, so you can actually watch the show and watch me do the show. Because I got on a tie today. Sometimes I don't wear a tie, but I got on a tie today because depending on the type of job I'm looking for, I want you to see my tie. But anyway, you're welcome to send me an email. There's some specials we may offer every now and then. My email is called theopportunityhour@gmail.com. That's theopportunityhour@gmail.com. And if you choose to call the show, again, you're welcome to call the show and ask questions. The number is 727-441-3000. Anyway, that's what we're doing. But anyway, I want to start out by talking about creating opportunity. We have a song that we're going to play from time to time. It's called Find My Purpose. I believe on the inside of you, there is something that motivates you to do certain things. Those things are called functions. And the functioning of those things gives you the skills and abilities by which you're carrying. And so I'm the type of person that says, you already know what you like to do because you go do it. And the best way to think about that is when you find yourself doing what you want to do, then that's what motivates you. That's what interests you. That's part of your purpose. Now, the only difference is you don't know what title to put on it. You don't know what title to put on it as far as looking for a job. That's where we come in because we're the ones that have to watch you. We're the ones that watch you perform. We're the ones that can tell you what we think you're good at doing, and that's what I want you to get on this show, is to understand how we are the ones who choose you. All you've got to do is to keep being you and learn to tell people what it is that you want to do, because they're going to ask you anyway, what do you want to do? Tell them what you like doing. Be very careful not to mistake when they ask you, what would you like to do? Be very careful not to give them a job title, because any title that you come up with is going to be in your past. And the reason it's in your past is because that's all you know so far. It's impossible for you to see in the future. Plus, job titles are changing every day. And so the economy is recovering. It's not growing. It's recovering, which means there are lots of jobs out there, depending on where you look. But jobs are being redesigned, which means they have to have new titles. And the jobs are being redesigned because we've laid off so many. Plus, we have a lot of technology in the office now. So the job title itself is changing. And you need to let us tell you what those job titles are, instead of you thinking of what they are, because some of you will find yourself obsolete because you're looking for a title that no longer exists and you don't know what else to do. Well, the opportunity is telling people what it is that you like doing, and be careful that they did not ask you what job you want to do. They ask you what you like doing. And regardless of how ridiculous it seems, just tell them, let them come up with titles. That's how you create opportunity for yourself, because we're always watching you anyway. Some of you people think we don't see you. Believe me, we see all of you. And you need to be proud of all of you, because all you have is all of you. You can't hide it. You need to show it or flaunt it, because they're listening for what's going to come out of your mouth and the way you express yourself and your body language. That's what people are looking for. But that's where the opportunities come up, because the very person or persons that choose you, those are the ones that know what you're capable of doing. Even you don't even know what you're capable of doing. However, I'll tell you a secret. That secret is all the things that people have been telling you all of your life that you're good at doing. If you listen carefully, they may say something like, Gene, you're pretty good at doing this, this, and this, and this. And this could be, well, Gene, you're pretty good at teaching and working with computers and talking. However, if you listen carefully, they probably told you where you could use those same skills and abilities at. And you were the kind of person that says, no, I can't do that, or that's too much for me, or not. They're assessing you right in front of your eyes and identifying what they think you're capable of doing. And that's what you need to pay attention to. And if you're not sure, go to the next person and ask them. And then go to the next person. When you realize people have been telling you similar things all of your life and they have no connection to each other, that's how you create jobs. That's creating opportunity. That's your purpose. And so you doing your purpose is what we want to see, because that's where the contribution comes in. Anyway, so that's how you create opportunity. So the Employment Opportunity Hour is designed to have you do what you do anyway and get paid regardless of how ridiculous it might sound, because there are millions and millions and millions of people out there doing exactly what they want to do, and you watch them and somehow you believe you can't. I'm doing what I want to do. If you notice, if you go look at me, I'm a person of color. I'm over 50. My hair is balding. I stutter sometimes. All of those things, and somebody keeps choosing me, and I'm glad they do. I want you to be glad as well. Anyway, so that's how you create opportunity, whether it's on the Employment Opportunity Hour or the Entrepreneur Opportunity Hour, because some of you individuals like to become entrepreneurs. And we want you to become entrepreneurs, because that's how this economy is going to grow. It's going to grow from the small people, not the big people. It's going to grow from the small people. And so all of you that are somehow believe you got to work for a big corporation, that's okay. You just need to keep your eyes open, because the big corporations got to do more laying off, which may create an opportunity for you as they redesign the jobs. But entrepreneurs are going to be the backbone of this economy, and all they're going to do is solve problems for somebody else. And part of your purpose solves a problem, and I want you to solve that problem for someone. Anyway, it's time for a short break. We have some interesting guests coming on. We have sponsors, and we're always looking for sponsors of the show. But anyway, we're going to take a very short break. This is Gene Hodge with the Employment Opportunity Hour. Get ready, because we're going to have a guest coming on talking about changing our current educational system. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna find my purpose. I don't know where I'm gonna look, but I'm gonna find my purpose. Gotta find out, don't wanna wait. Got to make sure that
To watch this show, you can now see this on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com and type in the Opportunity Hour. Or if you choose to listen to it, go to tantalk1340.com, find the Opportunity Hour. There you can listen to all of our shows on our podcast site. We hope you enjoy.
The purpose of the show is to help you out there who are looking for a job to find something that you enjoy doing instead of a job, meaning just over broke. But also to help you entrepreneurs that are out there who have businesses, you got products, ideas. It's to help you to improve this economy by putting you into action as well. We can help you there. So that's what we're here for. If you choose to call the show, you're more than welcome to call the show. The number is 727-441-3000. However, if you're unemployed or you're looking for a job, I will give you 30 seconds. You're more than welcome to call the show. Tell us who you are, what you do, and what you're looking for so we can help you. If you are an entrepreneur or a type of company that's looking to add people on, you're a network marketing company or internet marketing company, you're looking to add good people to your team, you're welcome to call the show as well. The number is 727-441-3000. I will give you the same 30 seconds. Tell us who you are, what you're looking for, and your contact information so we can help you get what you need and improve this economy as well. For you job seekers, I'm going to give you a quick formula. And here's the formula. Write down 3 to 5 things that you are good at doing.
Next thing is to write down 3 to 5 things that you are good at doing that you've gotten from the workplace or from your past jobs. And the third thing is to write down 3 to 5 things you enjoy doing. Once you have that list of things from 9 to 15, I want you to look down that list, circle the top 3 that interest you the most right now because it's what you think of you. And I want you to go out to the internet. For all you computer-savvy people, go to any job search site like Career Builder, Monster.com, Indeed.com, USA Jobs, and go to the box. Instead of looking for a job or job title, I want you to go to that box that says keywords, and I want you to type in only what you circled and press the Enter key, and you'll be surprised at the number of job titles that will pop up of people looking for you. And we started the first step of that. I've just created an ebook. It's called Resume, What's Its Purpose? It's out on Amazon.com. You can purchase this book. It'll give you all of the reasons for what should be in a resume and why. It's a book designed for those who must write resumes, those who must read resumes, and those who teach it, because it's important to know what should be on that piece of paper and why. You can find this out on Amazon.com. It's Resumes, What's Its Purpose? It's designed to help you package yourself on paper so people know who you are doing exactly what you enjoy doing.
Hi, this is John Oster from Tan Talk Radio's The Book Club to tell you about a special event this Saturday, March 8th, at the Barnes & Noble store at Sunset Point Shopping Center in Clearwater. Dave Wagenford will be there to tell you about his book, No Cash, No Problem, signed copies for you, and he'll be giving away Tan Talk t-shirts and Renaissance Fair tickets. That's this Saturday, March 8th. Be there between 12 and 2.
I want the people of America to be able to work less for the government and more for themselves. I want them to have the rewards of their own industry.
Okay. Some people out there, somebody wants you to go to work, and I want you to go to work. We have 2 individuals on our show tonight who have created a job for themselves, and I'm pretty sure it's a job. They've been on the show in the past, but this time they have created a book, although this is not a book show, but it's part of the Entrepreneur Opportunity Hour. It's part of helping to create jobs, and it's part of something that we started out by saying we want to help anyone out there. And so they've done a great job, and I am getting ready I've invited them back on the show so they can give you an update. Anyway, my guests are Irv Shine and Dave Martin, and I guess they're on the line as well.
Well, I'm on the line, Irv Shine.
Okay, Irv, how are you?
Fine, and I was very impressed with your introductions.
Okay, is Dave there?
Excellent.
Yes, Dave Martin here. Thank you.
Okay, these guys have created an incredible book. It's called The Thinking Academy. It's on my desk right now, and you can have a chance to look at it. And I'm going to let them tell you what the Thinking Academy is. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you guys choose which one wants to do the talking. But they've created a book. It's called The Thinking Academy. And I'm sure for most of you probably wonder what that is. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to say, welcome to the show, Dave and Irv.
All right.
Right.
Well, I'll
Thank you.
start out. The Thinking Academy is a detailed proposal for how to convert an entire school to one where the curriculum is based on thinking skills as a basis for every subject matter, and the model involves a significant teacher retraining, but it's a school which makes a commitment that thinking skills will be the focus of the school in all areas.
Okay. So that's what it is.
Well, right.
Yes.
And I'd like to add that if you look at the title of the book, of course, it's called, the main title is The Thinking Academy, and there are 2 very interesting subtitles. The subtitle one is A School Which Embraces Cognitive Education Across the Curriculum, and that can be translated into Thinking Skills, a proposal to redesign America's schools. And both Dave and I firmly believe that this is of interesting and unique alternative to improve American education in many, many ways.
Okay. Okay, so you guys have somehow put your two heads together. I'm not sure where you met and how you did it, but you guys have put your heads together and you decided that you wanted to do something to improve our current educational system. Is that right?
Right, absolutely.
Yes, and absolutely. And it involves a commitment not only by the school educators, but also parents. So parent orientation to how to promote thinking skills is part of the proposal.
Okay.
And I would like to add something else. We do have a list of very interesting concerns that are now involved in American education. And one of the major concerns would be to, and this is implicated very strongly in our book, The Thinking Academy, efforts to eliminate the academic and social gaps found in many of our schools. And obviously every school system has large numbers of youngsters who need assistance and improvement. And I feel very strongly that this is very possible, and the answer lies in the book we have created.
Okay. Now I'm going to just ask this question, but what are some of the things that prompted you to write this book?
Well, there are quite a few things. Go ahead, Dave. You start.
Yeah. Well, obviously, as Irv correctly says, the persisting achievement gap that many of the reform attempts only make a rather shallow stab at. But also, the fact is that if you look at any subject matter, whether it's history or science or literature or math, to make that really understandable to students, they need a framework of thinking skills for being able to achieve in that. So It's not just the subject, but it's also a framework of thinking skills that can be used then later in life in any kind of problem-solving situation. So that's how we kind of started.
Okay.
And Gene, I would like to add another dimension. In our educational reforms, it's very important to recognize that a very important person has been practically eliminated, and that's the classroom teachers.
Okay.
The teachers are the basis for learning, and we feel very strongly that enabling teachers to use newly developed teaching skills to work effectively with their students and collaborating with their classroom objectives. And the skills that we're advocating is thinking strategies, and a program which was developed 60-some-odd years ago by an Israeli cognitive psychologist, Professor Reuven Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
And he developed this program working with youngsters who were coming out of the Holocaust, and then the program was expanded to include immigrants coming into the country and is now used in 70 different countries of the world, published in 18 languages. So there is a basis to what we're doing.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. You guys can choose which one wants to answer, but give me one problem in our current system, and give me your suggestion as to how you think this will make a difference. Just one.
Well, let me start off by saying I think a big problem is the way that we test students. And much of the testing is of low-level, memorized facts and that whole area. And so that's an area that really very much needs reform, because the business of taking an assessment needs to include thinking skills. And maybe for your listeners, it would be good for me to give an example of what we mean by thinking skills.
Mm-hmm.
Things like comparing, categorizing, analyzing, organizing, using logic, that kind of thing that cut across all the subject areas. So that's one answer.
Okay,
I'm going to add something to what Dave said. Critical thinking skills is often mentioned by many people who are advocates of school reform. But unfortunately, there is no program that really teaches critical thinking skills unless it's our program, which obviously emphasizes thinking strategies. And critical thinking is a thinking strategy that is often completely and totally forgotten.
Okay.
Should have the opportunity to utilize this skill among many other skills.
Okay, now, in the example that Dave gave in terms of the testing that you mentioned, is that right, Dave?
Yes.
What?
I think that's one area.
What?
Yeah.
That's one area, right.
What solution do you have that's different than our current approach?
Well, first of all, we need to have instruction which emphasizes not only subject matter but also thinking skills. And then secondly, we need to revise the way we assess children to include the more than just the memorization so that they can demonstrate their ability to solve problems.
Okay.
Problems in each subject area as well as solve real-world problems.
Okay, great. Now, what I'm going to ask you, what prompted you to do this anyway?
I think we spent
Dave, just to add to what you said, it's the current reforms that have really forgotten the importance of the teacher and the parent and the student, because this is really the core of education. And we want kids to be critical thinkers. We want kids to know how to analyze and categorize, as David said, because this is what is a practical phase of learning, and it should be encouraged.
Okay, so if you don't mind me saying, you guys have taken on that task, and you've gone far enough to not only speak it, but to write it, and now you're looking for ways to implement it. Is that that in the ballpark somewhere?
Well,
absolutely.
Let's describe. Any school can be converted into a thinking academy through effective teacher staff development and using the skills that we talked about that are an integral part of our program. And so we do have good teachers in schools, but we want to make them even better teachers by the acquisition of these additional skills.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Good point.
Good point. Anyway, I believe we have a caller on the line that's going to be asking you a question somewhere sooner or later. Just want to let you guys know so that you get prepared. Anyway, but now that you have this book and it's launched, it's a pretty hefty book, and it's designed to change the school system. Will it change the personnel that makes up the system, or just the what?
No, I'm sorry. I want to emphasize it doesn't change the personnel. In fact, the point that Irv made is absolutely right, that we're interested in working with existing teachers and making them better teachers, as Irv correctly said. And so this does not require a change in personnel. It requires a change and a commitment to a different form of curriculum and to staff development. Okay.
Now, here's an off-the-wall question, but how much time did you put in preparing this book, or how many years or months or something like that?
Wow. It's been underdeveloped for quite a few years. Initially, we put out an initial edition. Felt there were many things lacking in that edition. So Dave and I began to look at what was missing, and we hopefully added to missing links that are now in the book and its organizational format. Plus, there are a number of photographs that are in color that emphasize teachers in action.
Okay.
Teachers teachers doing their job.
All right. Okay. We got a call on the line that's been waiting.
Yep. We've got David on the line on line 3.
Okay.
Hello, David.
Yeah, how are you, Gene?
Hello.
I didn't catch your guests' names. I tuned in a little late. But, I was going to ask, they're probably certainly aware of what's called the Socratic method. Socrates was the famous philosopher of thousands of years ago, and his method apparently was to essentially teach people how to critically think. If they're asked a question, how to look at a problem in such a way that you could build, all of the parts to it and make as if you're going to be a consultant. And if you were asked about farming, you would need to know about rainfall and about soil quality and quantity of seeds available and all sorts of different things. So looking at problems from a bigger picture to be able to build. So I'm just wondering if, first of all, if they are using some of the old Socratic methods in their book.
Okay, let me just say you're talking to Dave Martin and Irv Shine, and I'll let you guys answer the question.
I'm going to start off, and Dave will follow up on what I have to say. Of course, the Socratic method is a part of what we would call mentoring, working with students in developing critical thinking. And it's frankly another form of the Socratic method. Dave, would you add on to this, please?
Yes, I agree. The Socratic method, of course, relies on discussion, and so there's a great deal of discussion, but there's a technique that this program uses called mediation. And mediation means where the teacher doesn't tell or lecture, but asks questions and gives hints and promotes the ideas so that the students ultimately do the problem solving on their own with help rather than the teacher doing it for them. So, yes, Irv is right. The Socratic method is one component, but it's a very special methodology that's part of what why we require the teacher staff development before being able to use the program.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Well,
Dave, did that answer your question, or you got it?
It just kind of as a follow-up, I'm a big fan of Thomas Edison, and people that know Edison, he went deaf early in his lifetime. I think he was a runner for the Western Union, and a railroad guy ended up puncturing his eardrum, so he was partially deaf, and so that kind of isolated him, and in his isolation he was sort of forced into thinking for himself, developing problem-solving skills because he was so isolated from his deafness. And I'm just the idea that America's schools used to basically do much of this Socratic method, but as I understand it, back in the 30s or maybe even earlier, when the assembly lines got started, many of the big businesses didn't want people thinking for themselves. They just wanted assembly line work. And so they kind of forced the schools to be just developing robots for their assembly line, and we got away from this critical thinking sort of thing. And when you look at the development of this horrible thing called No Child Left Behind, which was basically to punish teachers for their creativity and force the teachers to jump through hoops endlessly and make budgets of schools go toward testing, and to not actually teach a whole generation of kids any kind of critical thinking. This whole idea of sabotaging future generations. So, I'll look forward to
Dave, I want to commend you on what you said, because what you have just said is a major reason why Dave and I decided to develop this book, which incidentally is based upon research. And I think it's not just a book. It's a resource manual. It's a book that emphasizes thinking skills as an integral part of the learning process.
Okay.
It's a learning process.
Okay.
And, we're proud to say that it has been used and is being used in a few schools in the United States.
Okay.
And hopefully there'll be many more. Dave, would you continue on this?
I just wanted to break in because Dave, the caller Dave, I wanted to make sure we answered your question first.
It's going very well. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to put in something for all three of you very quickly, though. All of what has happened that you mentioned for the last decade or so is people like you and I that made those decisions. All we're doing is looking at the outcome of those decisions. And I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave, because I know you're ready to jump.
I just want to commend our caller for a very right-on analysis of the problem. By going back into the assembly line mentality and bringing it forward to the year 2000 and the No Child Left Behind, in many cases, it's trivialized education, and we need to go back.
Great.
And we need to go put the substance back in. So you analyzed it very well.
Yeah, and I'm certainly glad you're on board, because your thinking definitely coincides with our thoughts, and except that we do have an academic component that has been fully implemented.
Okay, so maybe we get the four of us and get a few others on board, and we can change this system.
I'm going to throw something out to you, Dave, that I thought. We do have a book, and a book is for sale, obviously, and they can obtain the book through us. But for those people who have called in, like David, if he wishes to purchase the book, we will sell this book to you at a $5 discount.
Heck of a deal.
And we probably should give out the address.
Well,
right.
I was going to ask.
The email address, or if you want to give your email address.
My email address is ISCHEIN123 at cs.com. C is in Charlie, S is in Sam. cs.com.
Okay, so this is how they can get a copy of the book. Is that right?
Yes.
That's right.
At the discount price I mentioned, which this is being offered to those people who will call in or have already called in, and if they're interested in purchasing a rather unique manual that can be used as an excellent reference, and it does, and that's just full of relationships to research.
Okay, now let me just clarify. I want to make sure. Are you saying that anyone who calls the show, you will give them a discount on the book?
Yes,
that's right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they've got to call the show. That number is 727-441-3000. Now, can they send me an email as well?
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyway, so you listeners out there, if you want a copy of this book, they're going to tell you a bit more in a few seconds, but you can also send me an email, and I'll make sure that they get it. And that email goes to theopportunityhour@gmail.com.
One last thing. I'll hang up just to let the next caller in, but do they need help approaching school districts? If people are listening and want to get involved
this would be a very positive way of doing it, because we are approaching school districts and here in Florida, and I think our program is needed. We don't plan to replace anything within the school except to train the teachers effectively to use the methodologies developed by Professor Romain Feuerstein. And he calls this program instrumental enrichment.
Okay.
Dave, would you continue on? Because you've done extensive training in this area.
And I'll go ahead and hang up, Dean. Thanks.
The training is involved in a series of intensive full-day workshops, which we can certainly give you more information on. But it becomes a different way of teaching. And as I said before, we strongly recommend parent involvement as well.
Okay, well, Dave, thanks for calling. We're going to take a short break. And Irv and Dave, can you guys stay on the line a little longer? I got a couple more questions for you.
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, you're listening to Irv Schein and David Martin, the creators of the Thinking Academy. This is Gene Hodge with the Employment Opportunity Hour. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
To watch this show, you can now see this on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com and type in the Opportunity Hour. Or if you choose to listen to it, go to tantalk1340.com, find the Opportunity Hour. There you can listen to all of our shows on our podcast site. We hope you enjoy. Hi, this is Gene Hodge. We have great news for you. We have the opportunity to promote the Employment Opportunity Hour and the Entrepreneur Opportunity Hour with support from you. If you have a business, a product or service that you would like to reach a greater market to increase your sales, visibility, and profits, we can help you to do that by reaching over 3 million people in the Tampa Bay market. If you have a need for a larger market, WTAN and the show can promote you up in the Little Rock, Arkansas market, as well as out on the West Coast in the Los Angeles market, reaching about 20 million people. If that's an interest to you, send me an email at theopportunityhour@gmail.com. That's theopportunityhour@gmail.com. Or call WTAN and just ask for Gene Hodge. They will connect you to me. We look forward to helping to promote your business so that you can increase your sales, profit, and visibility. We can do that by you offering contests, by offering special promotions, by giveaways. And these are some of the ways that we can help you to attract the people that you're looking for. Again, this is Gene Hodge with the Employment Opportunity Hour. Send me an email at theopportunityhour@gmail.com.
Parents, educators, and teachers, have you heard of the Thinking Academy? Are you interested in helping your children or students become better critical thinkers? Do you want a guaranteed solution to real educational reform? If so, get the new book called The Thinking Academy, authored by Professor David Martin and Irv Schein. This informative book describes real educational reform, how any school may become a thinking academy, how thinking strategies relate to Common Core in the curriculum, how teachers and parents can be trained, and much more. Would you like to have a school where thinking processes are behind the basics of all subject areas? To purchase the book or get answers to your questions, just contact Irv Schein at 786-457-1755 or email ISCHEIN123@cs.com. That's Irv Schein at 786-457-1755 or email ISHEIN123@cs.com. That's ISCHEIN123@cs.com.
The world won't get no better if we just let it be. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it.
Yes.
Just you and me.
We got to change it. Just you and me. You and I can make this economy grow. You and I got to be the ones that's going to do it instead of standing around and waiting for somebody else to do it and waiting for the government. I'm on the phone right now with two guys, Dave Martin and Irv Schein. They're the creators of the Thinking Academy. They decided to make some effort to change our current school system out there. And so they've stepped up to the plate, and they're looking for all the support and help that they can get. But anyway, before we go any further, Dave and Irv, can you give out your contact information? Because I want our audience to hear it. And can you give it out twice?
Okay, I think it's already been said, but Dave, why don't you give us your email address so they can respond to you?
My email address is David Martin, DR like doctor, at AOL.com. David Martin, DR at AOL.com.
Okay. Okay, now you guys have a website, right?
Oh, yes. In fact, we do urge people to look at our website, and it's ICTAweb.org. ICTAWEB web.org.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm going to ask you for that one more time a little bit later on. But I want to ask, we've talked about the Thinking Academy and how it can help to improve our current system, but what audience of people could best use this, or what audiences of people have you put this in front of so far?
Well, to be very blunt, we feel very strongly that boards of education should know about this particular book and its program. And that's one area.
Okay.
Another area is superintendents of school districts. That's another area. Another area is school administrators, principals, and vice principals, and other administrators in a school. Then obviously the most important person is the classroom teacher, the people who work with these kids on a day-to-day basis and will develop a strong relationship with the parents and guardians of these youngsters.
Okay, now these youngsters that you're talking about, what audience of youngsters are we talking about?
Well, there are several categories. The first category is the preschool program. We do have a preschool program, and that's been we refer to as what we call IE Basic. And then,
well, who's it for? Who's it for? What type of person?
Everybody.
Any student.
Any age?
And that would be from our preschool program. That would be, I would say, grade 4, 5, 6, and pre-kindergarten.
Okay.
Kindergarten, and I think grades probably 1, 2, and 3. Am I right, Dave?
Yeah, you're right. And then the other program is grade 4 and up through adulthood, as a matter of fact.
Okay, so your program it can be applied to adults, and can it be applied to minorities? Can it be applied to teenagers, to college kids?
Absolutely, it's really intended for everyone.
There are programs for the blind. Somebody mentioned this. We do have.
Okay.
And Dave would know this because he worked at Gallaudet University as a professor and I believe dean of its School of Education for a period of time. So that's Gallaudet University, Washington, D.C., and Dave obviously can tell you more about this.
Yeah, that was with deaf students, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
With deaf students, right.
Too.
Okay, you work with deaf and blind students, right?
Right, and there's a special program for the blind, but this program that we're advocating is for the full range of student types and backgrounds. Obviously, there are definite needs among children of poverty and, in some cases, children of minority backgrounds. This program is really intended for everyone, including so-called gifted children.
And how about foreign students?
Yes, it's being used with people who are coming into the country and need to bring themselves up by their bootstraps academically and learning a new language, because these skills, these thinking skills, are part of the process of being able to learn a new language as well as learn new subject matter.
Okay, great. Okay, we got a couple of minutes left. Let me just ask if you could have your wish list of ways that I could help you or that we could help you here on the station, what would your wish list be?
Well, mine would be ways of being introduced to school principals and school superintendents, some of which we have approached, but we can always use help in that area.
Okay.
Yes.
And I would like to clarify the approach, because obviously these are the policy. We generally educational policymakers would be an overall group, but definitely superintendents, and we would be willing to do this. We as number one, Dave and I would be willing to come to the school and deliver a program for the school, and it's and invite of obviously the key policymakers.
Okay.
Would include the superintendent, principals, obviously teachers who are very much involved, and parents. These are the groups we hopefully will attend any of our programs, which will be no cost, no obligation.
Okay, can you think of anything else we could do to help you?
Well, another thing is to frankly mention our program and indicate that we will, anyone who calls us with the next period of time, we would certainly give the discount to. But anyone else who calls later, we would be more than happy to give them extensive informational about our program and about the book.
All right. Very good. Very good.
These are definite things.
Okay. So give out your contact information one more time because we got just a couple of minutes left.
Okay. We hope that people out there would be kind enough to contact us and just ask for information.
Okay.
Or if you operate through this broadcasting company, that's perfectly all right. iShine, ISCHEIN 123 at CS.com. That's C as in Charlie, S as in Sam.
Great. Okay. So if you want to get in touch with these two, Dave, did you want to give out yours one more time?
Yes. My email is davidmartin, DR like doctor, at AOL.com.
Okay, this is the book. It's called The Thinking Academy. It's sitting right on my desk right now. You could go out to YouTube and look at it later, or you can come to the show right now and look at it. It's a big book, but all you can see is the cover. But anyway, it's a great book. I've gone through the book. It has a lot of great points and suggestions. I'm trying to figure out a way that we can help to get these types of new strategies into our current educational system, which I'm going to assume goes all the way from elementary right through college. Is that right?
Right through college, and many throughout the world, this particular program has been utilized for employment and training programs.
Okay.
Effectively.
Right.
And in selected areas, military folks have used it too, and to promote their work.
Okay, so you two have created a job for yourself, and you've got to go make it work. And but you've created something that you believe in and something that you know will work. I believe in it, and so you've actually created a job for yourself, and to keep me informed as to your progress. I'll keep informed anyway because I know how to get in touch with you.
Right. Very good. Well, we appreciate the invitation to be on the program.
Right. Please do so. Right. Definitely.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Unless you have anything else, I'm going to let you off now because we got about 2 minutes left. Anyway, but thank you very much for taking the time out to come on the show to tell us about this book. I'm happy to help to promote it myself because I'm involved with training and education, and so I know some of the things that can happen with helping people to find jobs and helping people to think about ways of finding different jobs as the jobs evolve. And so I believe this program is an excellent program that could work. We need help getting it in. And so I'm a part of this group now, even more so. We need help getting in doors where we're looking for leaders concerned with innovation and looking for different ways to improve our current school systems. Okay, but anyway.
Jane.
Thank you, Gene.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
I know.
Okay. So you were listening to Irv Shine and Dave Martin of the Thinking Academy, and I think we're pretty much running out of time here. We got 1 minute left. Anyway, what I'd like to have you do out there, since we're talking about opportunities and ways of creative thinking and thinking skills, I'd like to have you think of what it is you really like doing. It requires thinking, but you do what you like doing. The problem is you don't recognize it, or you may not recognize you doing what motivates you, because somehow you've been conditioned to think you have to have a job. And I've mentioned on several shows, I'll mention it right now, I went to the circus and I saw people performing and getting paid. And so I want you to recognize that you can make things happen and go make things happen your way, because you're the one that has those unique skills and abilities that only fit you. It's only your purpose. And all I want you to do is find something that you want to do, and somebody wants you to do it, so they pay you. Anyway, that's what the Opportunity Hour is all about. Come back and tell us your story so we can go pass it on to more and go do it your way.
WTAN, Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay.